Colorado. I mean, they just brought in Kaiden Salter. Prime can recruit. If anything, Prime has proved on the college football scale, he can recruit and he can recruit pretty well. Now he's got an insane quarterback room.
Can we
And
talk
look,
about Kaiden Salter for a little bit?
sure, why
Let's
not?
let's break it down a little bit. Kaiden Salter transferring from the Liberty Flames, former QB under Hugh Freeze, was really talented the year under Hugh Freeze over at Liberty. I think it's a great pickup, honestly. You have Juju Lewis, who just signed this class. He's going to be a freshman. I think Kaiden Salter is that perfect bridge to that Juju Lewis era for the Buffaloes. It's kind of what I wanted Auburn to do, honestly. I wanted Auburn to get a one time. We'll talk about this later, but I kind of wanted Auburn to get a 1 year guy to bridge the gap between the Deuce's first year, let him marinate, kind of how Prime has in mind over there in Boulder. So I think it's a huge pickup for them, honestly. So, and Shadir's leaving this year, right? So
yeah.
Top talent to replace, huh?
No, you keep going. Sorry.
Top talent to replace Shadir. So this is a really big pickup for Colorado, honestly.
I don't think it's not a big pickup. I can agree with you where it's definitely a pickup that Colorado needed nonetheless, but I don't think he will be as much of a not a contributor. He will contribute the most to the offense since he will touch the ball the most. I don't think he'll be as talented as he expects himself to be in that offense, just because he's not going to be Shadir Sanders. Let's just get that straight. He's not, because he's Kaiden Salter, and he played Liberty Conference. I can't remember what conference they're in. That's pretty embarrassing right now. But that conference level defenses, I could probably go out there and.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they're with the conference. I could be wrong though.
I wouldn't know because I'm not a ball knower currently. But I don't think Kaiden Salter. Here's the thing: Kaiden Salter got benched this year. He lost to Kennesaw State. That's not a good sign. And you can argue, oh, he didn't have the talent. He lost C.J. Daniels, his main target, goes out the window, and yeah, I guess that's a decent point.
Conference USA, Charlie. That's where Liberty plays.
They're playing Conference USA. How do you get benched in that conference?
Finished fourth in Conference USA.
And then it's not like Colorado's playing ridiculous competition, but it's a lot better than Conference USA.
Though. Jacksonville State, solid team. That's my take, though.
Whoever Colorado is playing,
but not Colorado, not comparable with Colorado. No,
exactly. It's not the Conference USA. Kaiden Salter is not going to come in. He's losing a lot of talent. He's losing Travis Hunter. That's why Shadir Sanders was so good. Shadir Sanders is a great quarterback. I think he'll be successful in the NFL. But he had no other targets other than Travis Hunter. That's why he was so good at Colorado.
No, he had Horn. You remember? Is it Jimmy Horn? I don't remember his first name. Horn. He led the Buffaloes in receiving yards. Some games he took over.
That's true. But Travis Hunter is a top 5 wide receiver in college football. That's why Shadir Sanders was as successful as he was.
Kaiden Salter is not going to have that.
Now, it would be a different story if they went out and picked up a receiver like Caleb Oden. I thought they were going to get him. This would be a different conversation. I think Caleb Oden's a really talented receiver that Alabama let slip away.
I don't think Liberty. I don't think Salter is going to be that X factor like Shadir was. I just think he's enough to bridge the gap between you're losing that Shadir Sanders era to bridge your gap to that Juju Lewis era. I think he's just the perfect piece for that, and I think that's what Prime was looking for.
Yeah, that's a good point. Shadir, if you're looking at it that way, Kaiden Salter is not there to win games. Yes, he's there to win games, but all things considered, when you look at the big picture of Colorado,
I don't think he's going to take over a game yet.
No. What I'm thinking of, Prime got him as a mentor for Julian Lewis, a 1-year mentor, and honestly, Auburn probably should have done that, like you said. But he's not necessarily there to win games. He's there to introduce Julian Lewis to college football, and then Julian Lewis takes over as they get more weapons on that offensive side of the ball, which Prime will 100% do after. I mean, you have to give credit where credit is due. Colorado had a great season this year. Finished in the top 25. They proved a lot of haters wrong, including myself.
Could have been the playoffs, honestly.
Yeah, they
Had they
probably
not slipped up against Kansas, I think they would have been in the playoffs for sure. But
yeah. SMU versus Colorado probably would have been the best college football playoff game because both those teams don't deserve to be in.
true facts.
We'll get to that another time.
We'll get to that later on in the episode. But yeah, like summarizing it, I think he's a perfect mentor for Julian
Yeah, he's
Lewis.
not going to be in there to win. Colorado's not going to be as good as they are this year because they don't have the Heisman Trophy winner. They don't have Shadur.
We'll see. They might. We'll see. We'll see how Prom does in the portal. How he closes out. Like we mentioned, the portal just. I wouldn't say it just open, but it's not over yet.
No, you have a
I
spring
think
window.
the spring window. I think Prom will definitely pick up some pieces later on. So team to
And I
watch
hope
for
he
sure.
does. When Colorado is good, college football is a
College
little bit more entertaining. I'll be honest.
Deion Sanders. You want Deion Sanders in the spotlight. Honestly, you want
Yeah,
him in those prime. You want Prime in those prime time games.
I
So
can't wait. I can't wait till Michael Vick gets into primetime games. Can we talk
bro,
about that for a second?
who's he about to take over?
Norfolk
Who's
State, and I promise you, he won't be there long. He will not be there long. He knows. Actually, I will not say that. He. I'm not gonna go that far, but I think Michael Vick is a great hire for a mid-major school like Norfolk State. Not that I know anything about Norfolk State, but I think a mid-major team of that caliber picks up a guy like Michael Vick.
Michael
That's a
Vick,
good pickup.
how good he's going to be able to recruit, I think is going to be interesting, especially like that. If you got to think how great of a quarterback Michael Vick was back in the day. I say back in the day, it wasn't that long ago, but Michael Vick was an elite quarterback at the time, and like very comparable to nowadays to today's football game. You want that mobile quarterback who can take
He
off.
was way ahead of his time.
He's way ahead of his time, so you're. I think he'll snag a couple top quarterbacks like that who can really take off. Mobile quarterbacks who can take off for a first down, make a big play. So yeah, that's gonna be a team to watch for sure too.
The only reason I think he might struggle a little bit with recruiting is he might have some trouble with some families, maybe. I don't know. Just some older people that know a little bit about Michael Vick might have some trouble
Yeah.
with their son going and getting into a dogfight on the practice field. That's all I'm saying.
And they'll always have that dog in the number.